I'm sitting here at the new facility of Amazing Discoveries. It is absolutely astonishing how God has worked over these last months to prepare this place. It has been our dream for many years to move into the country in order to actually live that which we have been proclaiming for such a long time. We have done it in our individual lives, but as a ministry, it was important that we follow the counsel to the letter. We had a beautiful facility, close to the city, close to all the amenities, but that hands-on lifestyle, that tranquility that we see in this environment was lacking. We needed a place where everything that Amazing Discoveries stood for would still be intact. I don't think that people have an idea how difficult it is to find a facility like this. In many areas you are so restricted. There are only certain activities that are permitted. And we needed a facility where everything would come together. You want to have hands-on lifestyle experience in terms of growing your own food. You want to be able to have a school of evangelism. You want to be able to have people come to the facility when you have outreach meetings, when you have a camp meeting, for example. You want to be able to record. You want to be able to have a studio. And it is astonishing how this place fulfills every single one of those criteria. So at this facility, we will have the gardening aspect. Not that we have time to be gardeners 24/7, but to work for an hour or so in the garden and then to go back with a change of mind and to work on those things that are important to be done. That is an essential part of ministry. To be able to take a walk in a breath of fresh air and then to come back and to focus again on the task at hand, that is an important aspect. When I lived on a farm and was evangelizing all over the world, I could come back to this little place and I could work in the ground and I could watch things grow and I could thank God. That is the time when I was the most productive. If I locked myself away and never had access to nature, that's the time when I was most unproductive. And then the price. We had a facility to sell with money dedicated for the purpose of a school of evangelism. We could have access to this magnificent place that God has given us. The big thing is, the essence of Amazing Discoveries is the spreading of the three angels' messages. That has been our commission from the beginning, and that is still our commission. Nothing at Amazing Discoveries has changed, except the location, which provides all of these other possibilities. Whenever the Spirit of God moves to introduce the changes that He has recommended, you can expect opposition. In fact, you will get opposition. Every move will be misconstrued. There will be misinformation. I want to guarantee that Amazing Discoveries has not changed. We are there to spread the three angels' messages. We will work in the cities. We will go into the trenches. God's people are to work the cities, not by living in them, but by going to them, and then returning back to a tranquil setting where you can recuperate and take a breath of fresh air. We want to be able to fill these walls with the essence of God's work, preaching the message as it was preached by the pioneers and as we see it fulfilling in the world around us. We want people to be able to come here and see that we don't only talk, but that we really, really believe what we say. And that is so important. It is so important to really live what you speak and to believe what you say. We don't want to be false shepherds. We want to be in harmony with what God has given us to do. And we've had this counsel for a long, long time. We want to be able to draw the young people. I want to say something about Amazing Discoveries. We have young people. I'm talking young people working in key positions in Amazing Discoveries. It was so in the time of Jesus. It was so in the time of our pioneers. All of these people were in their late teens or early 20s. So we have a beautiful mix of young and old. And I want to tell you, do not despise the youth. The youth has something to offer, but the youth must have the right food and the right sustenance in order to bring out the best in them. I am proud to be part of an institution like that. I want to encourage the listeners to be part of this project, not to have it an Amazing Discoveries project. Be part of it. Take this message to the world. Encourage. And don't listen to stories and gossip about issues that people know nothing about. Have there been problems along the way? Of course. Of course. There will never come a time when the hellish shadow of Satan is not cast thwart your path. But the miracle is that you reach out in faith and set your face like flint and move forward, and then the waters of the Jordan recede, or the waters of the Red Sea. It is by doing nothing and by sitting on the fence that we dishonor God more than if we were his avowed enemies. Cursed be Meros, says the Bible, because they did not come to the help of the Lord. We have a mission, and I pray that we as a people will not have the attitude of Meros. Come to the help of the Lord. Let us do this. This is not about buildings. This is not about facilities. This is about ambience. This is about an environment. This is about a facility where the message can not only be produced, but can go out into the world. This is not a facility where we want to hide. This is a facility that we want to share. And when God calls his people together in small groups, in a little school, where people that are really enthusiastic about the work, young people, old people, it doesn't matter, come to discover what it means to be part of the three angels' messages and to become enthused with the whole holistic aspect of the truth. Living it, eating it, talking it, experiencing it, and taking it to the world. That is when God will move. It says in the spirit of prophecy that those who will be occupied in teaching young people and old people in the last days how to be part of this great movement in a setting such as it was in the schools of the prophets, the Lord will say, when he comes, well done, good and faithful servant. So I pray that every one of the listeners will become part of the project. It's not our project. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to the young people that are part of this progress. It belongs to God. He is the owner. He is the owner of a cattle on 1,000 hills. But if we are sons and daughters of God, then we are princes in God's kingdom, and God will work with us. Time is running out. Time is short. I believe that the end is very, very near. I can see it in the falling away. I can see it in the turmoil. I can see it in the despair on people's faces. I can feel it in the political ramifications of the world. I can see it in the catastrophes and disasters I can see it in the moral decay that we are experiencing. Here are young people. Here are people that want to work for God. I'm making an appeal to the young people of the world to come and join this movement. And let me make it quite clear. Nobody gets baptized into amazing discoveries. This is part and parcel of God's great movement, the great end-time Advent movement. We want to be loyal to that movement. We want to be subject to that movement, because when God chooses a bride, who am I to say that that bride is not good enough or part of Babylon or whatever these people are saying out there? We want to be part of the movement, and we are just a little tool. Help us to fulfill the role that God has given us. Thank you very much. God bless you.